I was talking to a quarterback, Lauren Evans, who said she passed on the suggestion for her just to cut off the fingers and let's get on with it. But Briscoe apparently decided with the option of surgery and keeping all the digits.
Why am I not surprised Lauren said that?
Cody Fuller kicks his ball away, and it'll be picked up by Haley Peterson, who had a great game last time I saw these two teams play. And she's found a bit of space on the outside now and gets this ball past the Thunder 40, and they'll set up shop just short of halfway. And on comes Amanda Ewers and her offense to try and take first blood in this round 9 matchup.
Haley Peterson's such a dangerous player. You just cannot give her any space. The smallest seam, whether it's in the run game or whether it's in special teams like that, she can make you pay badly. Like, that's a really good return by her there. I'm not really surprised. She got the outside edge there and made a good return. So it'll be interesting to see how she gets involved in the offense today as well.
Thunder, their offense getting ready to go as they punt the kicking ball off the field. They're on their own 42 officially.
You got that 2x2 receiver look, which we saw a lot of in that week 2 game as well.
That spread formation, seemingly their base set. Ewers looking to complete a pass, hit her receiver and Cubis in their hands, but Cubis couldn't quite bring that in. 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Probably no surprise that they're trying to get Cubis involved in the game early. Talking to Amanda during the week, you can imagine Casey was one of the first players that she sort of pointed out as being key to this team and to the success of the club. So she's been impressed with the season she's had so far, so not surprised that she's going to be featuring early here tonight.
Back to their base formation. This time they'll run the speed option. Ewers will keep it, and a late offload, if you will. And eventually catching that pitch option is number 27, who's
87, I think.
87, was it?
Hang on.
Could be right.
Yeah, the
These lights
four
and
is.
windows. Yana Floridis, she... Oh, yep, you are correct. My eyes deceived me. I forgot that she'd moved from linebacker to running back and has served as their running back number 1 through most of their season. Back to a 2x2 spread. They'll give it to Floridis. Floridis pumps the legs and breaks out of a tackle, but the ball comes with her. And as does possession. And the Stingrays will now take over on their own 41.
That's great hustle there from the Rays defense. Like, they closed down that run lane pretty quickly, swarmed to the tackle. Play was still going, so we tried to rip that ball out. There we see...
Any surprises who it is? Ottawa Tulloch.
Absolutely no surprises there. Dangerous player. Almost the sort of player that as an offensive coordinator you have to play where's Wally with. Every play. If she's on the field, you need to know where and what she's doing.
Always getting to the ball, always trying to wreak havoc. 1st and 10. Lauren Evans on the field with that Stingrays offense for the first time. Kelsey Jensen in with her in the backfield, and she'll get her first carry immediately, but doesn't go anywhere because taking her down, if my count is correct, that is returning player Puka Kala, who's rejoined the team after missing the first half of the season.
It's funny, that's another player that Amanda mentioned during the week in terms of, key personnel to look out for. She mentioned that Carla's obviously been away for the start of the season. This is her first game back, and said that she expects to see her to make an impact early.
And pass over not over the middle, towards the right side of the field. It is caught there by Riley Hodgson for her first grab of the day. Picks up a short gain, gets the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 now from the Stingrays 42. But yes, Puka Kala didn't get exact reasoning why she missed the first half of the season, but was Rookie of the Year in the Women's Division 2 seasons ago. And obviously racked up a lot of postseason games with the Thunder advancing to the Sun Bowl both of the last 2 years.
Yeah, she's a very, very key partner. When you put her in there along with Liz Patu and the likes, I tell you, I'd hate to try and game plan against that, to be honest.
It is quite the front, and they can rotate through them as they please. 3rd down, Lauren Evans rolls to her left, her favoured side, and Cody Fuller wants a flag. Won't get it, claiming that she was being held, but I'll say getting away with it, but not being called, is Yana Florida, who's rocking double duties.
I like the play call there and getting Lauren to roll out to her favoured left side there, buy her some time, had the receiving routes rolling across with her, so gave her some options. So I think you'll see that that will feature a lot later in the day too, as Adina notices, goes through a script and realises what's working, what's not.
And the intended wide receiver from Play Go, is in there to punt. Didn't get to see her play last time I called the Stingrays game, as Cody Fuller was away for a wedding, but now Haley Peterson has a bit of space. We saw what she did in her first kick return. Here she is taking her first punt return out of bounds at the Thunder 39. Make that the 38.
The bobble there almost helped her in terms of giving her time to get her eyes upfield, see what's going on in front of her, find space. You know, pretty good return. Lost the footing at the end there. Almost wonder if she had if she could have turned the corner and got up the sideline further.
See on screen there, Rachel Carey, the starting centre of the Thunder, former Stingray though, started a football career on the Gold Coast and eventually moved away to Griffith University. Former, I wouldn't say former, I guess incumbent state player. Cubis, near side wide receiver, matched up against Jasmine Hamza, rookie DB. But left is the way that Ewers looks and finds a receiver in the backfield, and now she's breaking tackles on the end of that pass. There was Taylor Valach, who's been a welcome return to the Thunder in 2019.
You made mention of the matchup there with Cubis at the bottom of the screen, and we just see just exits from the screen there, but beat the corner convincingly. If Amanda had looked that side, would have been an easy ball to drop down the seam, and I have no doubt would be a score.
And unfortunately, that good play is
coming back.
And did I see false start?
I think it was a legal formation.
Yeah, legal formation. The same signal there. So, fortunately, lineup was not a legal one, and that'll take it back. But more on Valach now. I think you got the pre-game notes the same way I did from head coach Amanda Ewers. But I believe Taylor, part of the reason why she was absent the last couple of seasons is because of geography reasons. But I hear that she's commuting from Toowoomba on the regs to be part of this team, as Ewers takes her first official carry on the quarterback draw on first down, gets it back to the line of scrimmage, maybe an inch more. But yes, T-Bar.
That takes some commitment, doesn't it? That's it reminds me, I think it was the 2014 state campaign where we had a player there who commuted in from Roma.
Oh yes, of course. The aptly named Roma.
Yeah.
Alan Steinholt.
Alan Steinholt, yeah. So, which is no surprise now. You look and see, he's overseas, playing in Germany, and highly sought after import player over there. With that sort of commitment back 5 years ago, it doesn't surprise anyone to see how well he's doing over there. So,
I coached Alan Steinholt when he was playing in the junior Sun Devils, and he was very grateful that our base of action was actually out west, not quite Roma West, but was out in Ipswich or close to Ipswich.
Makes the commute slightly shorter for him.
Just a wee bit less of a plane ride. As that holding penalty moved them back again on first down. Ewers under pressure, but evades it and gets it downfield to Valach. Valach has it well and truly. First and long didn't matter. Valach and Ewers hook up for a first down.
It's a tough matchup for any defense when you've got two very tall athletic receivers like the Thunder have. It's really going to test out your depth in your secondary and how you're going to game plan against that.
I'm trying to return it to my notes, but Valach, if memory serves, grew up as a basketball player. So the old point of high pointing the ball and general use of hands comes pretty natural to her. First down and 10 and past that after a 23-yard catch. And Ewers will call her own number again. And it will be tackled there by the DB. Coming in on the play is Serena Martin. And worth noting as well, of course, not only a starting quarterback, but head coach Amanda Ewers has that fun job of trying to be a player captain coach. Not an easy one, but certainly a doable one.
Well, she's doing a great job of it, because I don't think we can name too many others who do that, other than, actually suitably at the Thunder. Tommy Corwin, obviously, in the men's team, doing the same thing.
Yeah, and whilst we're at the Gold Coast, as Ewers looks to her left, finds Valach again. Third catch of the day. This is their second legal one. And that's another catch for a first down. And they've got something going on here, Ewers to Valach.
Yeah, look, their offense seems to be moving the ball fairly well at the moment. Obviously, there's been a couple of penalties there, which has, hurt their progress or set them back. But, remove that. They are finding space and moving the ball very well.
I think Renee Scanlon, I don't know if she was playing the flat and a bit of zone coverage possibility there. I really don't think she expected that ball to go over her head.
No.
And while she's tall, she isn't that tall. Once again, this 2x2 spread's their go-to. Another pass play. Juking past the defender. Ewers getting the ball away. Out to the left side of the field. And bringing that in again is Taylor Valach. 4 catches now.
4 catches in the first quarter. That's unbelievable.
How about the
The awareness and the elusiveness there in the pocket was fantastic.
Myra O'Connor thought she had a sack. And to keep her eyes downfield as well. 2nd down and short. Looking 2.5 yards for the Thunder. Finding a lot of progress here on their 2nd drive of the night. Speed option. Yana Floridis gets around the outside there. Thought of a block in the back, a possibility. No flags out. Elizabeth Lale did a good job not to block in the back there. Yeah,
Great pitch relationship maintained there as well. That's hard to teach at any level.
Exactly right.
And for Amanda to be able to step into the hit and remain her composure to get that pitch off well, again, very hard to teach it at any level.
And it takes a bit. It just takes simply. It's a bit of bravery and a bit of selflessness there that's necessary to
Be first to admit my younger and much skinnier days when I played quarterback, I could not run the option because I didn't like that pitch situation.
You feel so helpless. Ewers will turn this ball over. Here we go. Riley Hodgson. She's got the ball on an INT. Beats Ewers. Now has got Floridis to beat. Stands her up but can't get rid of her completely. Taken down at the Thunder 30. And right when they looked like they were going to open their account for 6, Hodgson takes that ball away.
We talked about it earlier with Hayley Peterson about being a dangerous player to get in space at any opportunity. Stingrays have their own counterpunch here in Riley Hodgson. You get the ball, it's almost like just get the ball in her hands and let her make stuff happen. And see there, who take the opportunity there to, really was half a tackle away from being a score.
We just commended Ewers there for being able to stand and take the hit on the pitch options there. Is that a situation where she possibly needed to just take the sack there and live to play another down?
Yep. No, exactly right. It's always dangerous when you're in situations where you're being hit or you're being tied up and you sort of throw the ball up. Bad things happen when balls float in the air like that.
And a deep drop here for Evans, now under pressure. She's being chased by Luano. Now she's trying to look for Cody Fuller, and the ball goes in and out of her hands. Shakes her head in disappointment there. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. That's the 2nd time now that Evans has tried to hit Cody on these big, long crossing patterns.
Yeah, as we said before, that rollout looked good, and with the receiver patterns coming across the top like that, thought it was something they might go back to later on. Obviously identified while the defence is in the field that they like what they saw there. So we'll expect to see that plenty more tonight, I expect.
It's a couple of times now we've seen Evans with these designed rollouts there. Is that possibly just to change the launch point there with all these pass rushes that the Thunder's front possesses?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very much, it's not a situation where you've got usually 3 blocking 4 or 4 blocking 5. The numbers don't really add up there. So you know what? Let's move the pocket. Let's roll Lauren out into space, and then you design your route concepts around that. Makes it a lot easier to try and then game plan as opposed to, all right, let's just try and go 1-on-1.
And we might be seeing the end of the first quarter here. Yes, indeed we are. Scoreless first quarter with a couple of turnovers on the board for both. No, they're just moving the ball back. My apologies. Thought we might have been moving that ball away. We're still in the first end. Evans looks right, throws right, and almost connects right. Is that going to be a fumble or incomplete? No. They will call the latter, and saying that she never had possession of the football. The intended receiver there, Renee Scanlon.
Good pass, good route. Just unlucky she just couldn't pull it in there, but otherwise, that's fairly well executed play.
Memory serves correct. Renee Scanlon was the receiver we talked about. Tall, big-bodied receiver there. We thought she could do a great job in some of these types of routes where you can sort of body out the players there. That's exactly what we talked about.
Exactly what we saw there. And again, it's the sort of person, type of receiver that you can then put Riley Hodgson into the slot next to, and just opens up so much space and so many options what you can do there.
This time Hodgson will be playing on the outside. Big miscommunication there. I have to assume it's a false start.
I think it's a very late flag.
This will be interesting. I mean, obviously, you have to assume that it's a false start.
No, it's a false start. Okay.
And half of that Stingrays team was ready to go. Unfortunately, the other half is still lining up. Hodgson was still trying to make sure she was on side and on the line. And that'll move her back. That third and long just got third and longer. The ball's all the way back to the Thunder 41 now. And they're going to have to make up about 20 yards in the next two plays. And once they make that 25 yards.
Wow.
And
You know, defensive coordinators have to talk about, the down and distance scenario for game planning, and they love, anything double sticks, what they call. So anything that's, whether it's first and 20, second and 20, third and 20, or longer, they like, because at the end of the day, it's like, well, you know what, it's tough enough to get 10 in 3 downs. Yeah, you're going to give yourself 20 or more. We like the analytics there. We like our chances.
And perhaps more so we see this at the high-level NCAA levels, high-level national level or stuff not, but that obviously often gives defense coordinators a chance to get a little exciting with their bliss packages.
Yeah, absolutely.
Third down in forever. Bobbled snap, pitches it out. They'll just try to make up a little bit of yardage here on third down. Here goes Jensen. Cutting back now, but there is a swarm of white and red jerseys there waiting for her. They do pick up close to 6 yards on that carry. That gets the ball back to the Thunder 40, or they're possibly even past it. But we've still got 4th and 20.
It's well played by the Thunder defense there. I mean, they're aware of the situation, as we talked about. Third in a very long way. So, all you got to do is really flow sideline to sideline. You know what? You're going to give up 5 yards? Cool, you can have it. Because you need a lot more than that before it's going to become a problem. What is...
Just saw our sideline. He's like, you might have just saw at the bottom of the screen there, our sideline official giving us a bit of a dance. I don't know if that's official referee hand language. As there is a fake Statue of Liberty punt pass from Hodgson here to Jensen. Ooh. And she can't make it back. They tried a bit of trickiness there on 4th and too long. And it would appear that the distance was simply too long.
So I'll just take it. I don't know. I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to football stuff. It's like, you know what?
Well, I think about the. I think we might be able to get the referee's dance here, which turns out to be a little more successful than the previous play. But yeah, the old Statue of Liberty play. I think about the. Was it Mike Trapika? You're just getting all of it. I don't. Any officials out there, if you'd like to give us the official call and what that means, we'd greatly appreciate it. Back to live action now. Ewers on first down, finds plenty of space, picks up approximately 7 to get this drive going here.
Been around the sport a long time and thought I'd seen everything. Now I think maybe I have. It's a dancing referee.
Eyes on his back of it. I think he realised he was in prime time there. Yes, I know where the camera is. I'm going to pretend like I don't. Second down and 4. 6-yard run on the previous play by Ewers. Now it's a change in the backfield. That won't be the play, though. It will be a sack on the play there from Hinimoa Bobrich. Second-year player. Already got quite the reputation in this league for being a handful to handle.
Did a really good job there in terms of her work rate. Like, after the snap, got off the block well. I kept fighting, got off the block, and was able to make the play.
And now we've got a 3rd and 5, a long 5.5 for the Griffith University Thunder, but we will change quarters before that happens. End of 1 hit. Skills 0-all. Stingrays 0, Thunder 0, as both teams trade turnovers and turnovers on down. Take a short break. Be back in a very quick moment. And we're back. Start of the second quarter. Here. 0-all. Neither team able to find the end zone yet. Ewers trying to change that. Hits Valacha, favorite receiver tonight. She cops a shot. Drops the pass. Serena Martin on the hit there.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the route concepts called there. Like, obviously, we're sitting at, 3rd and 7, and there seems to be a lot of underneath routes there, which, I mean, for the Rays, is fairly easy to cover. You can run a shallow cover 2 on that. It's going to take care of it. So, you really want to make sure you're getting those routes to the sticks to give yourself a chance there.
Or at least have multiple routes going past the sticks. 4th down, and it is still Ewers in the backfield. She's going to trust her defense to help her out if necessary, and they'll give this straight to the powerhouse running back that is Liz Patu. Liz Patu couldn't get the job done there. Had to try and grab at least 7 on that. Grabbed 1 turnover on downs, and the Stingrays will get the ball back very quickly here at the start of the second.
You probably look at that play call, wonder, on 4th and 7, why you'd run a handoff like that. But I think if you've watched enough of these games, particularly you see what Liz Patu can do once she gets the ball in her hand, it's like, yeah, she breaks 1 tackle and it's all downhill from there.
The Australian Rugby International, it's certainly not unusual for her to rack off 10, 12, 16-yard carries at a time.
Oh, absolutely. And that 7 yards that might have turned into 60 for a touchdown. So
exactly right, especially in a 9-player football, in the 9-player format. There's a lot of open space. This will be a keeper for Evans. Tried the pitch, cuts it back across the field. Now he's got plenty of space, but eventually taken down from behind from Puka Kala.
the defense had the right idea in terms of the contain there. They just couldn't quite finish the tackles.
Sometimes that hard cutback as well, if players aren't being super disciplined on the backside.
Also noticed that the Mandel was out there at outside backer as well, so you've got to wonder whether running both ways is going to...
Well, wasn't it interesting? In the first week, we talked to him about, is that possible to head coach? And while she's probably getting plenty of guidance from former head coach Kelvin Howson, if you're really going to take this mantle, you've got to try and save some of the bank for that role on its own. And Cody Fuller is not having a great night in the hands tonight. That's her third, we'll call it second drop. Has been targeted quite a few, though, so certainly not losing their faith from her quarterback.
No, and I think when you've got a talent like her out there, and we've discussed in the past about her her background in terms of playing state and playing overseas and whatever else, receivers like that they may have a couple of drops, but their hands haven't magically left them. They're going to come good.
Exactly right. And sometimes you've just got to warm them up.
Yeah.
Back in the slot is Hodgson. Outside her is Scanlon. Spread formation of their own, and this will be Jensen. It was an awkward handoff, but that doesn't seem to matter. The block on the outside is good, and eventually ends up on the top of the pile, but has well and truly got the first down there.
Great way she finished that run as well. Kept the legs moving, threw the stiff arm. Was aware of where the down marker was and just kept fighting to get there. Great finish to the run.
Thunder uses timeout there. Their first of the half, if memory serves correctly.
Running over the top of Liz Patu there is not no mean feat, just quietly.
So it almost feels like the team that wins the turnover battle, or at least stems the bleeding of the turnovers, with the team to get it done tonight, because right now neither team has really been able to venture into scoring territory. The Thunder did it a couple drives ago, but it was Amanda Ewers' intercept that put a halt to that. Hodgson returned that for close to 40 yards, and then there was a fumble there in the early drives there for the Thunder as well from Floridas, but then the Stingrays, they haven't been able to keep their drives alive either. So
I think, if my memory serves me correct, in the Week 2 game that we commentated, this was a very similar outcome there. Was it nil all at half-time there, or it was 6-6 or something like that?
It ended up being 14-12, I think, if memory serves the first score, but it was a 2-point margin. That's all I remember when the game was called, but it was very much back and forth. Right now we've got two teams. Well, I wouldn't say that either team's trying to throw haymakers. Haven't seen a pass probably attempted for beyond 12 yards or so, but Will Evans change that now. She will look to the left side of the field. Was intending to try to get that to Norcliffe, incomplete.
Yeah, it's the same concept. They had the play action pass in there this time, but then try to get her to roll out to that left hand side and bring those route concepts over with her. I think it's smart for them to stick to that, as we've identified earlier. Just trying to get people to stand, trying to get Lauren to stand big in the pocket and let her blockers do their job is probably a low percentage situation against this defensive front the Thunder have.
2nd down and 10. Hasn't been asked to run between the tackles too much. Jensen, she'll pass protect on this play. This is one of those shots downfield, and Scanlon just needed to have a bit of faith in her own ability there. Was wide open, and it couldn't quite stay underneath it.
We see that quite a bit from inexperienced receivers, where particularly on the deep routes, they sort of, between looking for the ball, where's my defender, where am I in the field, they sort of slow down, they lose a step or two, and then it ends up bouncing off fingertips. That's something that will come with time.
Nevertheless, a great throw there from
very good
Evans.
ball.
That's exactly where the ball should have been.
That's what they talk about with dropping it into the bucket. Like that was, defender was never going to get to that, even if they were in a good position.
And a bit of miscommunication on the defensive side of the ball. Evans wants to go for the end zone again, looking for Fuller this time. Ooh. Fuller can't connect either. So right now trying to open up the playbook and attack them vertically, but it's brought up 4th down. Timeout now to the Stingrays. Stingrays, well, you don't call a timeout to punt the ball away.
No.
So what are they dialing up here?
And I don't mind this, actually, with the Stingrays, taking shots downfield, trying to stretch the defence out. And, that'll help them then start to open up what they can do in the run game. I mean, they've got to complete some of these passes first, because at the end of the day, you can take those big shots, but if you don't complete them, the defence isn't going to respect them.
Well, here's the thing. They have two potential, they had 2 fingertips on those last 2 catches. This decision, if you ask me, is not only just how much confidence they have in the offense, this is a sign of respect to their defense. The defense doing a wonderful job right now. Why not go for it?
Yeah, well, exactly right. And, what are we, 4th and 10? You know what? It's almost the mindset of, well, they're going to be putting heels on the marker in terms of trying to keep everything inside the 10. Take another shot again.
Exactly. Well, that's another situation. You've already showed what you're about, trying to hit the end zone twice. There'll be plenty of room underneath as well if they want that deep crosser they were trying for earlier in the first quarter. It might be well and truly available now.
Well, bubble screen to Hodgson. Let her make things happen.
It'll be neither of those. Evans, again, rolling to her left, and this time, again, 3rd time in a row, she's managed to hit her receivers in the hands. And the ever-reliable Hodgson, unexpectedly unreliable.
She had a look at her hands there as if there was something wrong.
I put the wrong gloves on. If I put my right glove on my left hand and my left hand on my right glove.
I don't mind that situation in terms of taking the shot, going for it on 4th down. As you said, your defense has shown already that they've got all the answers so far for what the Thunder's throwing at them, so you may as well, take the shot and be aggressive.
And, well, look, if they punted there, they might be able to punch them inside the 10, perhaps. Ewers, well, she might make us all look silly there, and I thought especially if Cubas broke free on that slant, well, maybe that changes your mindset, but that's a great drive there. And now both teams starting to dial up the aggression. Big pitch and catch there for Ewers and Cubas.
It's pretty good pass protection they had there as well, which bought, Amanda the time to get that ball out. And, again, that was just bigger target of a smaller defensive back. You're going to take that one-on-one matchup.
To allow to get a bit more time, they've dropped out one of the wide receivers, brought in a tight end. That tight end will run a route, though, and it is Lale. And it looks like the case of the drop series is affecting both teams right now. A wide open Lale there, couldn't bring it in.
I don't know, I think you can hear from here Coach Housen sort of laughing at how well the play obviously worked. It just didn't quite finish it.
Well, that's the part of coaching you can't do.
Yeah, exactly. You can't go out and do it for them.
You can dial up the perfect play. But it's the players who have to execute, and that's why the players get the credit. And a speed option now. Ewers keep this, try to use a stiff arm, does it effectively, and will come up and go face-to-face with Hodgson. Hodgson runs her out of bounds at the 41, and that'll leave them with a conversion to make of 2 yards. 3rd and 2.
Good discipline there from the Rays defensive front too. Like the outside linebacker, I believe it was, just shot straight out to take that pitch relationship away in terms of the running back. Essentially saying to you is, all right, you want to play this game? You have to run it. You have to make it happen.
And here's the thing. People, I don't know if all players know this, but you can take that running back out.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
you do not have to play patty cakes with them. You can flat out take them out of the play. Third down and short. Ewers under pressure. Tries to hit Luzulale underneath, and that's a. Oh, did she bring that in, actually? No, I think she dropped it.
No, I think so.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I was confused as you. I thought it was dropped, but it looks like
in any case, it was still short. And it'll be 4th and 2. Luzulale still probably having to learn a new position for herself. When she was playing for the Jets and also State, she was a running back. It looks like now she's been utilised more as a slot/tight end for the Thunder. Here she has now split out to the right. So she's still learning quite a few things in her new positions. Ewers has got the first down and more. Cuts it upfield. And one thing Amanda Ewers does well when she wants to cut it upfield, she's got a great step.
Yeah, not afraid to stick her foot in the dirt and just get north-south and, make things happen. We can see it here. He goes, yep, all right, this is happening. No, really, really good conversion there on 4th down.
Cubis just with the one catch so far. The Stingray's done a good job.
Well, if I was a betting man, I would suggest that doesn't stay that way.
Well, she's got a state receiver now on her. Press and bail technique. They'll hit her right now, and that's well played from Cody Fuller. Aren't we glad we nailed that matchup? And Cody Fuller has now more catches on defense than she does on offense.
Well, I'm glad you're the one that brought that up. I was thinking it. Look, Cubis might have a case to argue there that she might have been pushed off.
Look, as a former defensive coordinator, I think that's fantastic bail and release technique. Did a good job at the line of scrimmage. And a tall receiver there, and Cubis can really swim and rip past you with those long arms.
Yeah. Look, I think the matchup was right, and the pass was right. Just, good play there made by Cody.
Trail, not bail is the words I'm looking for.
Yeah, when it comes to the skinny stuff, mate, I'll leave that to you.
Come to you for the next power block and play. Now 3 receivers out to the left, but they'll run speed option to the right. Oh, and Liz Patu stamping her with authority on there and may have got her team the ball. They will say she hit the ground first, second down ahead for the Stingrays. But while you talk about a sideline-to-sideline linebacker, that's Liz Patu in this division.
Just impressed with how well they've read that play there. So Kayla, who's came out from outside backer, took that pitch relationship away straight away, and then Batu's flowed fantastically to close down on Evans trying to get around the corner there. That's very, very well structured defense.
And I think when your D-line can do their job and can hold the offense from getting to the next level, that's when a lot of these players with rugby and rugby league backgrounds can really, really shine, because that's see ball, get ball, something that they're very acquainted to in their sport. And what a clutch catch there from Hodgson.
Good ball.
Copping another shot from Liz Patu, and she will be down from it, but she held on to the ball. What a grab.
That's an incredible catch under that sort of pressure, and then knowing, running down the seam like that in the middle, you know the hit's coming.
She would have as well, the way she had to turn her body.
Oh yeah, she literally has seen that coming.
Her peripheries certainly would have suggested that, but she brings it in anyway. And that's something that comes with playing receiver as long as someone like Riley has. You start understanding where the shots come, so you naturally sort of brace whilst doing your job in the right position. You can talk to the best position you can with someone like Patu coming at you full steam. First down and 10.
You just know it's going to hurt.
Evans, clean pocket, delivers it out to Fuller. Fuller's tough night on offense continues. That one, not a great pass.
Still got more catches on defense than offense. Yeah, you're right. In fairness to her, though, that was a tough one.
Evans going with a choir girl huddle formation. See less and less than that nowadays, especially with college football and how it's all from the sideline nowadays, and in the NFL it's fed in and whatnot. But that's one of the old school formations there. We have the quarterback back to the defense rather than the sideline. And this will be another fake. They'll roll out to the left. Fuller's open, but Lauren this time will use her wheels and run out of bounds, but not before getting a good chunky yardage there on second down. You now got third and manageable.
Don't mind her pulling that down and doing that. It creates creates another option that we haven't seen so much on those rollouts, which now the defence has to allow for. So as opposed to just going, okay, if she's rolling out, we just got to drop and take away those crossing routes. It's now like, okay, we need someone spying or someone coming downhill to stop that as well.
She's on the sideline as well, and I see Emily Maximov's also not in kit tonight. That's another experienced player they're missing in the starting lineup. 3rd down and 2. Towards the latter minutes of the second quarter. No team able to score yet. And it'll be a keeper, and they might have stopped her short here.
Yeah, I think the spot is definitely going to be key. Where they give it to. I mean, it looks like right now they're right on that marker.
I think I'm seeing marked at the half there, but the chain gang is keen to move. But I think we're going to see 4th and 1. Nope, they've given her the first down. Landed to the right side of the lollipop there, and that'll keep this drive alive, converting on 3rd and 2. Nope, take that back. Premature move. Premature movement on the chain gang. Half a yard, and that'll move them back. And now we will have 4th and inches.
That's going to be very interesting how they're going to reset that after they've already moved.
And you can,
Hang on,
we heard a collective sigh of disappointment.
That's now saying that it's a first down. I'm confused.
We'll leave it as is, and we'll call the action as 4th and short. Under pressure is Evans. Evans will well and truly get it this time.
No questions about it.
And a good no block there from Fuller, who could have... Well, it's very tempting as a wide receiver to get your hands on the defender there, but now we've got a Thunder player down. I think that might be Hannah Baird down on the plate.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Looks like it's number 42.
And given that, as far as we know, that's the only 40 player on the roster, odds on. But I have been wrong before. See the referees, we can't quite see the injured player behind
Given
the
the
tea party that the officials are having.
But one of the common themes this week from both teams was, as the season's gone on, how they've lost numbers through injuries or other commitments and whatever else. So, the last thing you want to see is, potentially another key injury that's going to put more stress on those numbers.
Unfortunately, that is football, though, isn't it? It seems like a pretty... this is about the time of the season where when I talk to coaches through the week and whatnot, that is what they tell me. And honestly, the coach that doesn't give me that news is usually the coach standing with a Sunball trophy at the end of the year.
They're not showing their hand. I've certainly been guilty of playing that one before. Any missing key people? Nope. Meanwhile, I was like, I don't know who's my starting left tackle, right tackle, or guard this week.
What I was more insinuating is that usually, healthy teams are the ones that are comfortably moving into the postseason. And, now we're seeing the neck being looked after here, so this might be a lengthy delay here. We might take a short break and we'll go off air. We'll leave picture up for you, but we'll be back once we know a little more information. Back soon. And we're back. And as been taken off the field with a bit of assistance, and looks like we're ready to roll again as she'll be further assessed safely off the field now. And
Well, it's good when you see players able to walk off under their own power.
Evans this time handing off to Jensen. Jensen hasn't been able to find a whole lot of room there. Eventually tackling her is Laura Newell, usual right guard, but now a starting defensive lineman. And that's the 2-minute warning on the screen now. 2 minutes remaining in this half. 2 minutes for the Stingrays to try to be the lone team on the board here in this Week 9 matchup.
Been impressed with how the Thunder's defensive front have handled the run game so far today. Like, there really hasn't been any real chunks there for the Rays offense on the ground.
Well, despite the 2-minute warning, the Thunder now, they still want to talk about it, so they're going to take a timeout and further talk about how they're going to keep the Stingrays out. We're going to take a timeout ourselves. Back on the other side of this timeout. All right, back in action following the Thunder timeout. Still 2 minutes remaining in this game. Oh, in this half, I should say. Evans under pressure, evades it once again, and doesn't complete the pass. What has she done? Has someone got a Cody Fuller voodoo doll somewhere?
I
She can't bring it in.
wasn't even going to comment on it.
Some of these have been tough throws, but that one, and a receiver of her talent, that one should have been brought in.
It's almost one of those ones, it's almost too easy. It was gift wrapped.
Well, here's the thing sometimes, you know, especially when you're someone used to bringing in the catches, when you get into a bit of a run of the night, you end up overthinking you know, the simple things, and you don't let your instincts and your body take control.
You even see it in NFL and college. The receiver's almost too open, and they drop ones like that.
Yeah, they say that's the hardest ones
Yeah.
when you're wide open. And fascinating there. Evans being pinged for the offense, being pinged for a delay game. I didn't think it was that long in between plays.
I thought.
And a minute 52 is the official count.
And we're back to double sticks.
We were in double sticks, now we're in double sticks.
Nothing point.
Third down and 20. Evans, jump pass off the back of her on her back foot, and this pass is completed. Bringing this one in is Norcliffe.
Good awareness there of where the pressure's coming from and where, you know, the seams were in the coverage to be able to get that ball out and get that across.
And, well, they needed a lot more than that on third down. They obviously did not get it. So Cody Fuller will punt this away, and the Thunder will get the bulk of the 2-minute warning to try and grab the lead heading into the break. No fake on this punt. Line drive from Fuller. Gets it over the head of Peterson. This will be a good punt. She fields it on her own 11. Beats the first tackle. Oh, but then Jensen comes and ragdolls her back around the 20. Peterson safely fumbles it out of bounds. How about this contact?
Good coverage, that is.
I was watching watching some NCAA talk show talking about the change of tackling style, how they've adopted more the rugby league styles nowadays, and the way they used to teach how to tackle, which is very similar to how Jensen tackled there. The more get your head across the ball, bite the football sort of stuff. But they talked about that, how that was a time when football was played more often between the tackles.
Yeah.
In the space game it is now, and that's why they've had to adapt to a more space style tackling, and why they've adopted a different style, and how the old alley tackling and the more body across tackles are a thing of almost the past. But there are times where it's relevant.
We've got a change of quarterback here.
Cubis now, a very good quarterback in her own right, and
Oh, dear.
will not start the way she wanted. Hodgson will get a second intercept of the day from two different quarterbacks, and will put the Stingrays back well and truly in contention to score before the half. I feel like I'm broken record right now.
It's. I was just thinking before with that punt and where they ended up. It was like, well, that's almost the most efficient offensive play they've had today, because if you can get a couple of quick stops here, use some timeouts, get the ball back in good field position, or you can just get some pressure in the backfield and let Riley Hodgson pick off a floater.
It's turning into a bit of game of foursome back now, isn't it? And that's I don't know if the Thunder, if the Stingrays had any steps left over, but in any case, it is hard trying to complete that first pass coming into the game, and that would have been Ewer's decision. She is, the head coach when he gets to make that decision. She switched to wide receiver, Cubis, a state and Australian quarterback as well. Back in QB. Now Evans, the other one of those state and Australian quarterbacks, again, doing her best to try and feed one of her more talented wide receivers. Still can't complete. Yana Floridas on the coverage.
It's one of those situations with the Thunder where if they do rotate Cubis in at quarterback, it's not a gimmick, or it's not something that you can go, oh, hang on, this is a wildcat, or this is something. It's like, oh no, she can play quarterback. Okay, so we've got to respect that as much as we do if Ewers is in there.
Yeah, any other team should easily be the starting quarterback, with the exception, of course, possibly the Gold Coast Stingrays.
Yes.
And apart from one catch, has had a bit of a quiet night on the receiving end. And now they'll try to pitch it out, chew some clock, but a perfect angle there from Ewers, who clearly wants to do whatever she can to help her team, this time on the defensive side of the ball. And we just got a clock update there, but I didn't hear it exactly, but not a whole lot of time left. Timeout, 37 seconds.
Start taking shots.
Exactly right. Well, here's the other thing for the Stingrays. Cody Fuller can kick, field goals. Of course, they'll have to well and truly improve the range of it. She won't be kicking any field goals from this distance, but she can, even if they full up short inside the 10.
Do it for the brand.
Do it for the brand. Pat McAfee, free little plug there. Has a great podcast. Has a great little own the network he's got going on right now.
I know he's got his daily show and he's got all sorts, which he has been done in the first 2 weeks, 3 times in the first 3 weeks of for swearing on air. So
he's tried very hard to. But when you're someone like Pat McAfee, you are you just got to accept certain things are going to happen.
Well, when ESPN put him on their college game day, they were a bit nervous about it.
But my lord, didn't they enjoy the extra viewers? To Pat McAfee, if you ever want to come down under and jump on a broadcast.
We'll happily have you.
Don't think we can pay your usual salary, mate, but we'll happily have you.
We'll pay in beer.
Second down, 16. Big tackle from Ewers, put him in this position over the middle, and we've got another intercept. Could this be the one that breaks it? Yana Floridas has got plenty of speed. Has she got enough to flip the field? She can get it all the way to halfway. Riley Hodgson.
Good speed, the person chasing, as we know.
Trying to
has outstanding speed too. It went very close to knocking that out, actually. Credit to Hodgson for not giving up here. Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jeez, if the field was an extra 3 yards wider.
Well, it was out.
I hate to say it, but count up all the defensive yardage right now, it would be pretty competitive on both sides of the ball.
I'll put it out there. I reckon there's been more defensive yards than there have been offense tonight.
Oh, I don't think it'll be that much, but it would be awfully close. But I think that's more of a credit to both these two defenses. Doing a great job no matter where they're facing their opposition. Stepping up the pocket as Ewers now will run. She's past the line of scrimmage, has to run. Does so, looking for the sideline. There was 37 seconds 2 plays ago. 37 seconds remaining. Probably sitting around the early teens now
Yeah,
at the
probably
most.
Right there. He's probably got 2 more shots, I reckon. 15, I think he said.
15 seconds. Weirdly enough, I think this is the last time.
That last play, the Stingrays defense have to feel sort of unlucky they didn't have a man just trapped in there.
Exactly.
Managed to find a small seam and, yeah, make things happen.
First down, Ewers back at quarterback, under pressure, taken down. Barbrich picking up her second of the day. And that pushes them back, and
I reckon they're going to take that to halftime.
no timeouts remaining for the Thunder. And that will be the final play of the first half. A 0-0 scoreline. Neither team able to break the plane so far. Both have tried and both defenses have turned themselves away. So we'll be looking to the second half of the first points of this game as myself, Kenny Andres, and Adam Bolton will join you on the other side of halftime. See you shortly. Dictating the action as of the first 2 quarters. Just another look at the ladder prior to this round. The Thunder 5-1, trying to make that 6-1, retain a top spot. The Stingrays right behind them with 4-2. The Ravens probably very much watching into this game now and seeing what's what. Set to kick us off is Rachel Carey, and it'll be a line drive that will sit up around the 20. That's exactly where it stops. And here goes Jensen into the open field. Now tries to get her around the ankles, but eventually it'll be a Riley Hodgson tackle, I think. Riley Hodgson. Why would you be tackling your own player?
You say she's changed teams, hasn't she?
Thunder defender taking her down.
Solid hit.
And 35.
Yep.
And a 1st and 10 now. And sometimes that first drive out of the halftime is one of the few times you can crack a defense playing well. When everyone's cool and still getting their mind back in from the half. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of deep strikes early here from Evans, who loves the deep ball. This time they'll start off with a pitch to Jensen though. Jensen beats Newell. Bounces back to the middle of the field, taken down for a 5 or 6 yard gain. Bolts.
Solid start.
Based on what you've seen from the first half and what you think and what adjustments you may predict, what do you think we're going to see here in the second half?
Oh, my hot take is we're going to have a 21-all draw.
What, both teams are going to come out and forfeit?
No, I just think they're both going to open the playbook and, yeah, we're going to see a bit more action here.
Mate, I'll buy your beer if that comes to fruition. Jensen, great carry there on second down. Gets his ball all the way past the Thunder 35.
Well, so far, we're off to a good start for my beer, so... Certainly, I'm interested to see what... I think both teams defensively have to be happy with how that goes. That's probably a stupid comment given the fact it's 0-0. But I think even with that 0-0, though, we saw some turnovers from both defences. We saw some really good things happening there. So you just want to see more of the same. But I think on offense in particular, obviously both teams are going to make some major adjustments this half. And, you know, there was some stuff that worked for both teams. Just the execution wasn't quite there. So I think we'll see some of that continue to play out as well.
Evans, again, 3 plays in a row. They go back to the toss left. This time, Edo Luano's sick of that. And is in the face of Jensen. Pretty much at the same time she catches it.
A few years ago, there was an ESPN segment, Gruden's quarterback camp. And he did one with Andrew Luck when he was getting drafted. And they were drawing some plays up on the board. And one of the plays was a dump-off play to a fullback. And Gruden liked the design of the play, and Andrew Luck's comment was, hey, we'll take that till they take it away.
Yeah, and what's the old saying? Can't go broke, making a
profit.
profit.
No, exactly right.
Guess
well,
what?
that one's just been taken away, so I think...
He's definitely... You were certainly weren't talking about the play, were you?
No, not
Splitter to
that
banana. Evans looks to her right. No one's there. Comes back. And we won't count that as a drop to Cody Fuller's stat sheet tonight, although they almost took out injured defensive or linebacker there, and Henry, Amy Henry, who's having a laugh about it now.
I got to say, that is absolute commitment from Amy to be on the sideline in weather like we've had today. Got the plastic bag wrapped around the cast. Around the
Yeah, for anyone wondering why
that is
Emily's got a
fantastic.
big yellow garbage bag around her left foot is because she has got a cast on that leg and is doing whatever she can to be around the action. Ball inside Thunder territory now, only just 3rd and 20. Evans, deep drop, looking to the right, wants the crossing pattern to Hodgson. I won't get it. Coverage on the play is good there from a number I don't have on my team list. And if I don't have it, I can tell you now. Oh, no, wait, Jesse. No, Samonte. Might help if I look at the right team list. My apologies. Jessica Samonte coming back to the sport of gridiron after a couple of years off. 4th now, double sticks, but Cody Fuller's not at the back of that huddle, but she's making her way there now.
She is.
Looks like we'll punt this away. However, we have seen one fake punt on a 4th and double sticks situation so far. Now she's got it.
Oh, wow.
That's hardly a fake. They just run the same play, but this time with every intention for Riley to run it. Riley beats Patu, but can't get the distance she needed. A great gain of 13, but it's not the 20 yards they needed to convert on that play. So I guess in some ways you can call that a 13-yard punt.
You've been sending text messages down to the sideline, have you, with play calls? It's a little bit too convenient. You're almost able to pick that one.
A little too convenient.
Hey, look, gutsy
For the
call.
record, I did not. For anyone wondering out there.
I mean, when your defense is playing as well as the Rays has been today, or for both teams really, you can roll the dice a little bit more on offense because you have faith that plays are going to get made.
Now I'm seeing the next step from that move there is like some sort of pitch back, as this is a bad snap. Ewers, and she'll be taken down hard. Mandy Porter taking her down all the way back at the 20. Not the start the Thunder offense wanted here in half number 2.
No, not at all. And the opposite same. I mean, great start for the Stingrays as well. It's what they continue where they left off in the first half. And this creates a real difficult situation for the Thunder offense now.
A flea flicker off a fake punt back to Cody Fuller. That's surely the next step in that.
Oh, now we're talking.
In that play there. Can you flea flick back to a punt? Is that ever a thing? Ewers, plenty of space. She cuts it back. Good chunky yardage here. And she gets it all the way back past the original line of scrimmage.
And just like that, we're back to a 3rd and 9.
Exactly right. And at this rate, it's almost considered 3rd and manageable there. But a fantastic
Hey, good read there. Like, fakes the handoff, pulls it, goes herself. That's a great result there.
3rd and 9. We've got Liz Patu now in behind Ewers and Liz Ulale over there. Both of them will protect Ewers, who will try to get this ball to Cubis. Her defender falls down, and now she's in a wrestling match with Riley Hodgson, who's desperately trying to get that ball out. Argues that she did before Cubis stepped out of bounds.
Just unlucky there. I mean, the corner wasn't in bad position there. I mean, again, we have that height matchup issue that we talked about. But yeah, Cubis just too tall, too strong. Good hustle there by Hodgson at the end of the play to try and force that ball out though.
That's twice now where the sideline's just beaten Hodgson from creating a turnover. Of course,
when you do film review this week on that, you'd be wrapped with those sort of efforts. Like, okay, we didn't get the result we wanted there, but hey, those 2nd and 3rd efforts and finishing the plays off, that's great. That's what you want to see. Timeout, I believe, by the Stingrays.
Stingrays saw something they didn't like. They're going to take a break. First timeout of the half. And for those watching, and we are occasionally looking at your Facebook comments there. Why don't you let us know how your fantasy football team's going midpoint of the season? Tell you where I am, bottom half of the ladder.
Probably because you've got all Chargers players, Kenny.
No, I'll have you know, I have one Charger player on my team, mate. Which is one more Raider than I have.
And there's the problem.
Absolutely. Let us know. We'll try to check him in a couple of minutes. I did bounce back with a 195-point game too.
I do
Pick
believe
up
before the
Ethan.
season started, Kenny, somebody told you to pick up a certain running back from Oakland. But
Yep,
I'm not
yes.
gonna bring that up.
Someone certainly did. Someone should have listened.
In complete defence of you, though, when somebody says to you, "There's an offensive player from Oakland you should pick up," that's it'd be like picking up a Jets player. Shout out to all the Jets fans out there.
Couple of plays there. We need a Hall. Tuning in. Gerard Fitzpatrick, amongst his move to the Valley, has joined into the stream. Pass completed to Cubis
Wow,
after fumbling the
great
snap.
ball.
Great job there from Ewers. And Cubis getting her back involved in the offense. Clearly the order of the second half for this Thunder offense.
Have a look at this. Botched snap as well. Look at that. Great slant. Hits the seam in the zones. Great finish there by Cubis as well.
And I love how Ewers, after that play, walked back to the huddle as if it wasn't a big play.
Completely designed. Completely designed that way, Kenny.
Exactly right. She wouldn't have been open if I didn't drop that, is what she'd say. And staying with his two-back set. And it will be a keeper to Ewers. Ewers looking to add the
Wow.
first score of the day.
Oh, she's in.
That she does. The field is free of flags. The Thunder have the first points here in week 9. It's taken close to 3 quarters to do it, but the deadlock has been broken. Thunder now lead 6-0.
It's an incredible read or ride she's taking there with the running back. Very patient with it. Almost looked like it took a long time, but in doing so and sticking with the ride and just looking downfield, waited to see what she was looking for. Bang, pulls the ball. 6 points to the Thunder. And my 21 all starting to look better.
Kicker stay on the sideline. Thunder going for 2. Ewers with the ball in hand again. Now in a race to defender to the sideline. Stays inside the pylon.
Well done.
Adds the 2-point conversion. That could be a key conversion in the outlook of this game.
You're absolutely right. Again, making a bit of something out of nothing there. Stingrays, took away the pitch relationship quite well. Had okay contained there. Ewers one just who made the play.
8-0 now. Following the Ewers touchdown, of course. The big catch there from Cubis. Two catches there. Cubis there, the one down the sideline, and of course the slant that got them inside the 5.
She's certainly become more involved in the offense in the second half, which I think we sort of touched on in the first half. That I think she had 1 catch, which we were like, it's probably not going to stay that way. And first drive, already seen 2 key catches for big yards and setting up that touchdown run there for Ewers. I think we're going to see more of that as the game goes on.
Dying minutes of the third quarter. Fourth quarter can't be too far away. Finally get some points. Courtesy of the Griffith University Thunder. CC now tuning into the stream. Celia Cole, hello from wherever you are. Not even sure if you're in the country. Stacey Spear, the new Gridiron Australia head of communication, tuning into the stream here in Gridiron Queensland. Hello to you, Stace. Jensen beats Patu.
Oh,
now
wow.
gets on the middle of the field. It's a good key tackle there from Samonte. I think otherwise Jensen
The seam was there.
had some
Yeah.
probably had an express lane down the field.
She reversed the field back quite well there. Gave herself a seam. And it wasn't for the ankle tackle. That was big yards.
Eight 0 Thunder defense now trying to defend that lead they earned. Evans with Jensen, keen to level the scores again. Pass over the middle. There we go. The first catch of the day for Cody Fuller, and she certainly made it a difficult one. One-handed grab behind her.
I've got no word for that. hit her in the hands, hit her in the breadbasket. Too hard. Thrown behind her as she's running away from the route. Sticks her hand out, pulls that in. That's a great catch.
That's a stick 'em catch there. That's a catch that make you inspect the
Yeah.
gloves
So
for a
check,
better stick 'em.
check the gloves after the game.
Well, as far as I know, she is a New York Giants fan. I would compare that to an OBJ catch, but maybe that's a bit of a sore point right now. Evans rolling out to the left, throwing back over the middle. Fuller almost picking up catch number 2. Ball hits the turf first, though. Third down.
I think the comment about OBJ, I just think if you're a Giants fan, just mentioning the fact you're a Giants fan is probably a sore point.
I mean, at this point, though, you're upset he's gone. I mean, he's not exactly lighting up the field for Cleveland.
No, this is very true.
Some argue that he's a potential trade target for the Browns. This is the NFL component of the GQ broadcast. Let us know what you think about Odell Beckham Jr. As that pass there. I know.
Oh, no, false
False.
start.
Yep. False start on Fuller. So now we're looking at double sticks again, a constant theme for the Stingrays offense today. Haven't had a whole lot of easy third downs to convert.
Well, that's it. As an offensive coach, I mean, you hate penalties at the best of times. You hate false starts in particular. You know, they're mental mistakes. But when it comes from the wide receivers, it's just a whole nother level of frustration.
3rd and 11. Evans has got time.
Wow.
Well,
Miscommunication there, wrong route, or
they've mixed results from that crossing route to Fuller. That one not one of their better ones, as they will probably send in Fuller to punt. Also tuning into theme now is one of the absentees for tonight for the Thunder, Hannah Wiles. Not here tonight because she's watching from Germany. Guten Tag. I say to you, Hannah.
October would be a terrible time of year to go to Germany, just saying.
I wonder why it should be
I don't know, mate.
Germany in October.
Complete coincidence, I reckon.
Just had to respot the ball, I believe. Fuller back. Now we've seen 2 fake punts. Surely we're not going to see a third. That is the case. It's a good punt, spiraling down to the 20. Picks it up eventually is Peterson. Peterson hasn't got a whole lot of space. The sideline, one of the defenders, and Riley Hodgson has ripped it out. This one definitely ripped out before and the sideline came into play, but it is recovered from Haley Peterson. And Hodgson, who has not seen a lot of offensive action, is desperate for some football.
That's that's just reward for just great discipline and hard work that we've seen all night from Hodgson. Yeah, she was, unfortunate to not recover it. I mean, it was a 2-on-1 situation, so it was always tough for her. But just to get that forced fumble is, should lift the spirits of the Rays sideline.
First down and 10 now for the Thunder. Their defense did the job. Kept the Stingrays off the scoreboard. And Floridas is back in the backfield. Oh, wow. Playing a dangerous game there was Ewers, but gets the pass away to Floridas. It seems to be the theme for Ewers tonight. Tempt fate, get the ball away, and enjoy the productivity.
Another well-designed play, I reckon. So, fake pitch there.
The fake
Recovers it,
pitch.
then pitches it again.
Page
Gets the first down.
97 on the playbook.
Yep. Up there with your double reverse flea flicker punt you were talking about.
And first down and 10. Ewers, good snap. Has got time. Rolls out to the right anyway. And it can't get this pass intended for Lale. And that'll bring up a second down. Hannah Wiles in the comments defending her her situation in Germany. Claims she is not in any way an alcoholic. Not that we insinuated that.
Hey.
So she's there. Of course, Well, it's the second time we've brought him up. Well, actually, the first. Yeah, no, you brought him up
Second?
earlier. Alan Steinert.
Yep.
With her fiance, Alan Steinert, or Roma as we referred to him earlier in the broadcast for the GFL German Bowl. So, good luck to you, Roma. And this snap is a bad one. Ewers will have to make up for it. Does so, and can't get the ball back to the original line of scrimmage. It will be a loss of 3. Now, former Thunder and Stingray, Beck Hirsch, tuning in. And, yeah, speaking about Germany, one of the more noted imports from last year from the Rhinos, Christian Strong, ended up taking a season in the GFL.
Yeah, for Dusseldorf Panthers, I believe.
Yes, which has seen quite a few Australian players over the last couple of years.
Yeah, and coaches as well.
And coaches. Third down and long. Another. This one was a bobbled snap from Ewers. And once again, well, are they going to call that a catch and drop? A catch and fumble or a drop? It looks like it'll be the latter. 4th down, double sticks, and Thunder will likely punt this away.
Yeah, so this season, so yeah, Christian Strong went over and joined the Dusseldorf Panthers, but also Coach Leighton was also over there for the first half of the season. And apologies to Christos if he's watching, because I'm not going to try and pronounce his surname, mate. But he was also over there as the OC. I think he's still over there, actually, so doing some good things.
Very much so. Big Australian flavour. 4th down, Thunder into punted away. Yana Floridis. Multi-sport athlete, back to punt. Again, having a little trouble with the snap. Gets this punt away into the hands of Hodgson. Here could be a little bit of trouble. Turns on the Jets. Looking for the sideline. Now he's got a couple of jerseys to follow. Dricks behind another blocker and eventually run out of bounds inside the 30. And the Stingrays take over in fantastic field position following that Hodgson return. And
it's just amazing how, like, she can still make stuff happen where it looks like there's nothing there to be gained. Like, at the end of that play there, it looks like she was fenced in, plays over, and then she's managed to step around a blocker, find a seam, and still get another, 7 to 10 yards out of it.
On the back of a 4-touchdown day, Damien Malloy looks like he's back home with his feet up, checking in on the stream. Pitch out to the right. Jensen can't find any space. Taken down behind there by Liz Patu. Meadow Luana also there, as well as offensive lineman number 58, Ali Tia.
I think it's only fair that if Damien's watching from home, we give him a shout out to his 2 hurdled touchdowns that he had today.
He did. One over former state teammate Daniel Wenban and his return. It's great to see Wenban back in the back in the sport, back in the league.
It was great to see him back out there today.
Unfortunately, he was on the receiving end of a Malloy hurdle for a touchdown. Caught on live stream.
I promise you, Wayman, there's no way Damo will clip that video down and put it online.
Looks like we have entered the 4th quarter now. Teams swapping sides. Plenty of running in that last quarter. Moving things along, end of 3. The Thunder lead 8-0. Amanda Ewers rushing touchdown. Got them the lone score of the day. Ewers also converted that, giving us the 8-0 scoreline we have entering the 4th. 4 quarters now. The Stingrays do have the luxury of being in possession at the start of this quarter, chasing 8. Getting the ball to Riley Hodgson any way they can right now. She tries to take it forward on the ground on 3rd down. It may be 4th down, but
yeah, we looked there. It looks like the Thunder's contain's got a fenced in. A couple of times it widens out. False steps people. Still able to make yards there.
Picks up a handful of yards there, but it's still 4th double sticks. This is probably the area of the field where the Stingrays are comfortable going for it, though. Fuller she's already heading out to a wide receiver position. No punts here.
It's always concerning when the receivers break the huddle so quickly like that. Tends to indicate there's probably going to be a run play.
And not the case.
Nope.
They fooled you. They got to go to Fuller. She's actually the target on the play, and Haley Peterson almost has the intercept, which is probably a good thing in retrospect that she didn't catch it. And she's also injured as well. I thought we saw Fuller open there, and she was. The pass just got held up in the wind.
Yeah, look, the right read, just slightly underthrown there. Fuller had to come in, and yeah, that's ended. Yeah, it's a nasty end of the play.
Peterson, one of the top athletes, now receiving a bit of attention, but yeah, probably a blessing in disguise that she didn't catch there. She would have cost her team, well, not assuming that she didn't return it, but she wasn't on ease. Cost the team 20 odd yards.
Oh, she had a quarter. It'd be as good as a punt as well.
Exactly
Quite a good punt. So,
A fantastic punt.
I imagine we would have heard Coach Housen from up here probably give his opinion on that if it had been caught.
Well, I just think 2 weeks ago on the GQ stream in the men's division with your Stingrays and the Rhinos there, talking about a 4th down intercept by the Rhinos where they returned it and fumbled it.
Yes.
Giving your Stingrays possession again, and I certainly heard...
And on that one, we did hear Coach... I was watching it from home, and I was like, oh, you can hear Coach Booker losing it. And I don't blame him, because I would have done the same.
Want to tell the public why you were at home that day, mate?
Had been over to Bali and may have got a little bit sick before coming back. So that was a very eventful week.
Barley belly, I believe, were the exact words he gave me.
Yeah, correct.
And a case of barley belly.
Any key outs today? Yeah, me. I'm not going to be there.
Oh, that's new. And where's that on the inactives list? Barley belly.
It's one of the more interesting ones. Put out Sam Darnold's motto.
Exactly right. 1st and 10. Ewers safely just going to keep this ball. They're going to back the running game from their quarterback now to try and see this game out.
Yeah, really don't have to get too creative or get carried away here for the Thunder. You know, they can stick to their run game, run the clock, you know, force the Stingrays to make something happen on offense, which, I mean, the way the Thunder's defense has been so far, you'd be pretty comfortable with that.
And it has to be said as well, the fact that you got an 8-point lead, not just a 6-point lead, probably gives you a lot of confidence right now and allows you to play that a little bit more cautiously. Another grab away from her body, Casey Cubis.
Good adjustment there. Ball slightly behind her. Turns back to catch it. Holds onto it, even though she's going to get hit.
1st down on that play as well. Coverage, Arawa Tolik.
Keeps the chains moving, keeps the clock running.
Low snap handled well by Ewers. Ewers steps up on the pocket, turns into a runner, following the blocks of wide receivers and a lull, and will get the 1st down. Recipe seems like a simple one right now for the Thunder offense.
Yeah. A good pocket awareness there. Able to get the front door escape, and then get turned upfield and get the 1st down.
Ball now at the Thunder 35.
Something also that must be in the mind of the Thunder at the moment is knowing that the Stingrays only have 2 timeouts left as well. You know, that certainly makes a difference in terms of, you know, clock management as this last quarter rolls on.
Your goal is not on top of scoring, but behind that, if you can get them to use one of those right about now, if nothing else for being gassed, that puts you in great stead defensively, but that might not happen. That has been an ongoing problem for the Thunder. They kept miraculously getting away with it. They get away with it no more. The ball recovered by Myra O'Connor.
Big turnover there. Really key moment there for the Stingrays. Let's see if the offense is able to build off that momentum and get some points on the board and make a fight out of this.
So the defense, they did their job. They got their offense back on the field with a few minutes in pocket here for the Stingrays to try and tie this game once more and at least put themselves in a position to walk away with this game with a 1 point on the ladder. A tie, of course, will still keep the Thunder in top position. Lauren Newell very close to the line of scrimmage. Throwing to her right. Cody Fuller picks up catch number 2. Tackled there by Simonte. Good catch there from Fuller. I saw Fuller, I think, getting a pep talk from someone on the sideline there, and that might be just what you needed to get things going.
I think it's interesting, like getting into the last quarter. You know, Stingrays are down, and you know, the key big play athletes are starting to get more involved. We saw Hodgson before. We've seen Cody, who's got a couple of catches now. You know, they're the sort of players you need stepping up right now to change this score situation.
Norcliffe, Hodgson, Fuller to the right side of the field, but they'll go pitch left out to Jensen. Jensen's got plenty of space, and Scanlon blocking out front. Jensen could have gone, but she got tackled from behind. Good chase there from Batu, who stares down
Excellent
into that one.
Good patience on the pitch there from by Evans as well to get Patu to commit to the quarterback. Gets the pitch off, and we saw the great gain from there.
First down and 10 once the chains reset. And the ball is set up around the 25. That's the Thunder 25. Evans, a bit confused about whether to pitch or not, gets it out late to Jensen. That might have been a bit too late. And Meadow Luano takes it down behind the line of scrimmage.
Good contain there by the Thunder. You know, obviously they've seen that play a few times tonight now. They adjusted very well to it. Really, you know, there was a no-win situation there. I mean, Evans keeps the ball, gets tackled for a loss, or pitches it. Probably puts a running back into a difficult situation where it ends up being a loss as well.
Ball now on the 32, following that loss on a play. Trips to the open side now. Cody Fuller one-on-one against Floridas on the right side, though. And that's where they'll go. And, whoa, how about the coverage?
Great break on the ball there. That's Floridas again.
You won't get a better break on the ball than that. That's something you can chuck on tape.
Look at that. She's seen that coming a mile away.
You can use that. That's something you use as a teaching aid right there.
Oh, absolutely. It's almost like I'd probably suggest she baited Evans into making that throw. She just sat on the route, dared Evans to throw it. She thought she had the open receiver. Pretty fair read. And then she just jumped the route and knocked it down.
You might see part 2 of that battle right now. Same formation, same personnel. Evans looks right, but then goes to left. Hodgson lost her footing there. Was a chance of being open. Samonte on the coverage, incomplete. 4th down.
Again, good read, good ball. Just unfortunate there that Hodgson got tangled up in her own feet. Otherwise,
and you can see that replay once more. Florida's doing a good job. Boys and girls watching back home, that's exactly a coverage of cover a slant on off coverage.
Fantastic break on the ball there.
4th down now. Not punting, obviously. Trips to the left. Evans looking, trying to get it to Hodgson, but she's under pressure and she'll be taken down on 4th down. The Thunder defense wins this drive. They'll get the turnover on downs, and they'll send Ewers out with a chance to try and ice this game.
Yeah, tough situation here for the Stingrays. They're going to have to make a couple of big stops here. If not force a turnover, at least a couple of stops, get their timeouts in, and try and get this ball back. As you know, they're running low on time now. And alternatively for the Thunder, hey, just keep sticking to what you're doing.
Trying to get a ear in to see if we can get an indication of time anytime soon, but it would be in the final couple of minutes of this football game. First down now. Ewers collects the snap successfully, pitches it out to Floridas. Floridas, stiff arm, and gets run out of bounds, just crossing halfway.
Pretty ideal at this point. You don't want to be getting pushed out of bounds. You'd be hitting the deck and trying to keep the clock running.
Exactly right. Clock restarts. Ball actually right on the 50-yard line. Well, 40-yard line. We'll call it the halfway yard line. Ewers hands this ball off. Hands it off to Floridas. Floridas showing a good turn of speed. Good enough for a first down.
Another key first down. Keeps the clock running. At some
chains
point, you
moving.
think it's the Stingrays, you have to start thinking about those timeouts.
And by our count, there's 2 remaining for the Stingrays.
Correct.
So 2 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. It's going to be a tough ask. And you're an offensive line coach, mate. Obviously, those snaps are a bit sketchy moving into the fourth quarter, and it did cost them a possession there. Would there been a chat on the sideline between either of their coaches, possibly Ewers, who would have been back on the field playing defense, and Centre Carey?
Oh, 100%.
As we see Floridas cut up field once again, and it's stuffed at the line of scrimmage by Ottawa Tulloch.
Good fill there. Yeah, definitely in terms of those snaps, you definitely, bad snaps out of the shotgun or even the pistol really do mess with the timing of a play badly. We've already seen it a couple of times tonight where it's come off okay for the Thunder, but yeah, it's certainly something you want to address very quickly.
Second down, 9. Hard play action, and it'll be a keeper for Ewers. Ewers puts her head down and gets forward, and there is the awareness we talked about. Slides down, making sure she has no chance to be taken out of bounds.
Love the play call here. So run the fake. Everyone's bitten on that because obviously, the situation, you're expecting him to run the ball. Runs the naked bootleg, and then, yeah, as we said, gets down rather than get out of bounds.
And does so, getting inside the final 2 minutes of the game. The 2-minute warning given at the end of that play there. So 2 timeouts now. And it might be fortuitous, that official timeout there, plus a timeout now if the Stingrays can hold them here on third down. Will give them an opportunity to get the ball back with a timeout in pocket. Of course, that all rides on whether they can stop them right now. This could be the biggest play of the game. She squirts out Ewers. This will be close.
I think she's just short, but realistically, in this situation, it's still 2 down territory. Like, you'll go for it on 4th down here. There's no gain to punting it.
And she might have gained a yard on that play. The first down marker is on the 28. That ball is marked just past the 30.
And no timeout call by the Stingrays there, which I think is interesting.
I know they're in the high 2s as far as minutes goes, but this is a necessary play for them. They get through to the backfield, and they might have stopped her
Big
again.
stop. Big
Huge stop there. Mara O'Connor, who came up with the fumble recovery earlier, has just got her offense back on the field with 2 timeouts to spare.
Well, it shows what we know because it's proven does that, probably didn't run as much of the clock off there as they could have. Yeah, now Ray step up, make a big stop, get the ball back, and still got their 2 timeouts.
Exactly right. And with a quarterback like Evans in the backfield, that's more than enough time with 2 timeouts in pocket.
Well, between Evans' arm and then you've got House and Hodgson out there, anything can happen here.
Well, they've been desperately trying to get that corner pattern out to Hodgson. Haven't been able to so far tonight. As a matter of fact, this is probably the most quiet game I've seen Hodgson in years.
Yeah, which also means she's probably due to blow the thing open.
Don't get me wrong, she still had quite a loud game with two picks and a couple of big punt returns. The screen set up to Jensen. No one's buying it. Taken down by Newell and Partout.
Yeah, well covered there by the Thunder. They sniffed that one out pretty quickly.
Timeout taken necessarily by the Stingrays now. Not the way they wanted to start a potential game-winning drive. Loss of 1.
Okay, so still 1 timeout to go, and
Well, the referees just said correction. That's the second of the half. I think they're having a meeting now of how many timeouts are remaining. By our count, we think they should only have 1 more. Where, of course, that's not our job.
who knows, Kenny, we might be wrong.
Yeah, but I think they're confirming that right now. That's why they have that lovely little notebook where they can keep all the game in order. Seeing Matthew Jenkins now in on this stream. Australian and Victorian women's Victorian head coach. And the Australian staff as well. Well acquainted with many of the Australian female players from Queensland. And communicating to the Stingrays sideline. They've got one timeout remaining as we predicted. In motion now is Hodgson. They will give it to her. Will she pass? She's looking like she wants
like
Fuller. Will this ball get to her? Fuller grabs it. Comes back for it and will be taken down by Floridus. They'll have to get to this line of scrimmage on a hop. Probably not the way they drew it up, but effective nonetheless.
Good adjustment there by House to come back and get that ball.
Coming back between Floridus and Peterson. First down and 10. Ball on the Thunder 39. Evans, good drop. Looking for the corner patterns. Hodgson can't get it.
Don't think it's the last time we're going to see that corner concept to Hodgson either.
Well, that's been a money play for them for many years. But not quite in rhythm for it tonight. One timeout remaining. Possibly just under a minute to go. Second down and 10. They'll put Hodgson in motion again. They're going to go back to the trick play, but it doesn't work, so Hodgson will just bounce it back to the left-hand side. That doesn't look too bad either, but she's taken down eventually there, and a late flag. Could this be a face mask? Or a horse collar, perhaps?
Sure, US comes flying into this play. Oh, it looks like there might be a bit of face mask there.
Yeah, well, you don't even need the face mask per se to attract the penalty. Back of the helmet can count as well. And there it is, tack 15 yards on the play.
That's a big penalty.
It was already a solid run there from Hodgson, making up for a play that probably didn't quite reach its execution point. They add on 15 with a penalty. Now they're inside the red zone with 34 seconds remaining. That's plenty of time inside the red zone, especially when you still have a timeout.
They've still got one timeout, don't they?
Absolute lifetime in the context of American football. Good protection. Almost intercepted by Samonte, though. Samonte had the chance to take this game away from the Thunder. Slips through her grasp. 8-0. Stingrays in search of a game-tying touchdown and conversion.
But one way to go about it here is if, with time and whatever else, is, take a shot at the end zone, throw it up, and hope the defense panics and gives away a PI or something like that, extends your drive.
Not bad. About 8 seconds by my count taken on that last play. Looking inside 30 now. One timeout still in hand for the Stingrays. Good snap. They'll pitch it out. No, that will be a fumble. That's recovered by the Thunder. A fumble on the play, and that would think would be the end of this game. The Thunder will be walking out of Glennon Park with their 6th victory, one would suspect.
Well, only one timeout left, and the ability to kneel it out, I'd suggest that's probably it.
And forgive my disbelief, but that's certainly just not the way I expected that game to innocuously end.
No, same. Certainly thought it was going to be higher scoring than what it has, but credit to both teams' defences. They've been excellent tonight.
Yeah, the pitch play, which they've ran so much tonight, couldn't be handled by Jensen. And there is the knee that'll see there's a game out, unless the Stingrays wish to prolong it.
I should believe that was fumbles.
I've seen you as
So I've seen a referee dancing on the sideline and a fumbled kneel. That's, day of first.
I was wondering if I'd ever see it happen in my time.
Now the referees are probably discussing what actually happens next clock.
Well, it's the same result either way. And that will be full time in a very close game between the two top teams in the women's division here in Gridiron Queensland. The Thunder, their defense does a great job. Their offense does just enough. They hold on to win here in the home of the Stingrays, 8-0, following Amanda Ewer's touchdown and conversion. Closing thoughts there out of Bolton.
Yeah, similar to yourself, Kenny. I mean, it was a a lower scoring game than I expected, but still
You
very
also owe me
close.
a beer, by the way.
Sorry?
No 21-all draw here.
Yeah, I do owe you a beer, so I was probably slightly ambitious with that call. But yeah, look, it was a close game. Both teams' defenses, I think, played very well. But even though it was score was only 8-0, I think we saw plenty on both teams' offenses which were threatening. Just some execution or some penalty issues that probably need to be tidied up as they head into the back half of the season.
Fantastic defensive play by both teams involved. Thank you so much for your company on live streaming Brisbane's Gridiron Queensland Productions for this week. I'm Kenny and Jersey. We'll be back for the rest of the season. Can't say the same about Adam Bolton's. Thank you for your company. See you next week.